about Asante Kotoko that without two key players, the underlying word, a key underlines our word. No,
not just 2 players.
Yes, 2 key players. How they fare in game number 5 in a series of very poor run at Porcupine Warriors, no AFC. How would they fare? By now, Kotoko coach and the technical team players being Obian himself, Emmanuel Antwi emo game we be. Obian himself at Amoah emo game we be. Na Nastivo can't send be. Na menino a yadwin papa. Mene Lord Pokunti edi nkomo. Ana Lord Pokunti catch me say 87.9 Brana omo eba Kotoko rebuzapanyi na yefo omo as youth team players. We are dear pa o di Pokunti no jinidin otakwa pa Kotoko ne fe takwa polo. Lord ne fe takwa polo. Wa gidin ene edaba Kotoko. Na ba Kotoko na afe na oba be hia ogorofo no at that time. To be justify or who ahwe say wadru ba bia obo Kotoko ni bia eyi ana. And when you come, there are 2 avenues of the Penyama obo Kotoko ni bi. Either see be free Kotoko senior players na call Black Stars. Now obenya bia but another player bi be pra. Na Pogu disi those days you know. Player corner all bona. And every week bia no mo senior team ni junior team ni bo match. Junior team ni senior team bia Wednesday and Thursday. Ti omo bo young crowd wa be ya de pa ne de waka senior team for match ba nyasa wo kobo. Na da yebeka cho se na obebo bi no. Ani je na hye wakoma mu no. Ye de ugina park no so a o konkra person o de wo fom. Ese wo Kotoko player now se sia no unim se Emmanuel Antwi ane abetamu ani ho no. Edi hu to zo bi panyina se wasapa o. Ese hye wo nkra se wo zo bebo bi. No a kire de obetima ye.
Ba state na team no wo no.
State na team wo wana de omgo dum. State na Kotoko team no wana de omgo dum. Ya yi players na firo ni akofa ngofo abebo no ma enjiba. Mo a obi ama obi ma omo. Nyo mo ana ebo. Nyo mo coach ya no mo ye training. Nyo no ana selection. Nyo no ana substitution. Enti omo ana de omo agoto ba bi omo da no nye supporter bia. Enya management bia ayo omo a. So at this point in time, you expect a reaction from Asante Kotoko, a players, no? Knowing very well, say 2 key players in here. The penny game way, players, no, a mentality of the game, no, a key, a chain, the coach back, and some of the 5 last last game, make the same thing for game. Okay, sir, a bra last season, Kotoko, Ekwa, here, make catch say the players must play a game or more ball with Omakuma and your instructions from the bench because they will need a win to turn things around. Now, so win a beer and free the Ogumu catcher on Unqua. A Kotoko ni ye buina Yako 5th game number you 4 no Omoko Baseke Kobo draw and Omoko Lagos Cities and Lagos City shell. And number 10 na kwando out of line show. And omako bechem. It is the 5th game in a poor run of form the NE. Are we going to make it number 5 still near 1 point? Are we going to make it boys Are we going to make it a second home defeat in succession? 4 defeats in all in succession? Where your questions as a place in Ibusomo? If not, no, what do we do? How do we turn things around? How do we approach this game? Me simple game need to say the throw 2 but down for no. But game need to say the only throw barrier no. Only yenza no. So why anya sa dia? Say opponent to be on Kotoko be our confidence and Abujapanyi for Nations FC there. Omo confidence no. E was through ye pa. Mama nche wade ba. Nations for confidence e was through ye papa.
Game we cross higher away game.
Oko Ghana Premier League. Now away performance. Remember, this is an away game.
Yeah.
Now the first pointer ɛhyɛ nations for nkuran ɛde aba game we mu ɛyɛ the fact that last season ɔhyɛ Kotoko ɛwɔ Kotoko fie we yɛ Kotoko home game mark yɛ no number 1 first na ɛhyɛ nations nkuran paa ɛma ɔmo de aba game no mu sɛ na sɛ Kotoko no last season yɛhyɛ no ɛwɔ Baba Yara Sports Stadium we kura deɛ ɛma so ɛwɔ Baba Yara ɛbɔ so ɛwɔ Ɔboase ɛneɛ sɛ we kura deɛ nkura bi am chɔma de mu sɛ Koko work no wɔti ne nyinaa sɛ Koko work no wɔti ne nyinaa eti adeɛ ma akɔ abusuapanyin ɛbɛsɛ ɔmo nkuran paa ɛyɛ the fact that it is a game a abusuapanyin wɔn ewura mu a wɔn bɛtumi akɔ akɔbɔ game wei with that mentality sɛ nations for no nim sɛ wahyɛ Kotoko last season ɛwɔ fie ɛna ɔne Kotoko ɛɛbɔ fie eti nations ɛde strong mental strength ɛɛba last season nations ɛne Kotoko ɛbɔ 2 league games
yes
ɔfa 4 points Kotoko fa 1 GFA fa de aka enti this is a team a yɛgye 4 points free no nations for confidence na make kyerɛ wo yi
okay
Kotoko ɛyi nations free last season ɛwɔ the FA Cup Kotoko ne yi ɔmo you look at the away league table menim sɛ Kabiru betimi ɛde ama me a Nations FC after 5 games ɛwɔ 10 points away wahyɛ 4 goals away a concede 2 wabɔ 5 games abusuapanyin Nations foɔ no awini 3 games wɔ away wadraw baako alusu baako in 5 games ɔmabɔ na away no Nations ekura 3 wins a drawn game and a defeat scoring 4 and conceding 2 Asante Kotoko home form because Kotoko ena able fie Kotoko home form na busapanyi Kotoko about 5 games Kotoko awini 3 wa draw 1 wa lose 1 the same form a Kotoko kura ewo ni fie no the same form and the nations ekura ewo away. Now let me tell you what is most instructive about it. Kotoko ashe 4 goals or conceded 2 nations ashe 4 goals away or conceded 2 Kotoko ashe 4 goals ofie or conceded 2 Kotoko kura 10 points ofie nations ekura 10 points away nations ekura 3 wins away Kotoko kura 3 wins home nations ekura 1 defeat away Kotoko 1 defeat away and obi 1 drawn game that is the statistics going everything pair Kotoko home form nations away form pair going into the game.
Wow.
It is a game the players must play above themselves. It is a game the players must resolve to win. The players must show us there. It is not about the coach winning game, no.
Can the meeting yesterday bring any positives?
It should. How many times I said an up in cry I could share playing body training grounds. 2 turns either sanka ya share league ya see 10 games because we need 10 nyina okura 30 points na up in craba na oye showman.
Yes.
Second to players no one ball last season no ka oye show bi pa o dressing room.
Wow.
Na bia nkara na ba training grounds na kwa be ye wa be chere to me o no okọ bibi sa but we there na ba ho no amfa ni je na ba because performance nya papa performance no enya papa enti no question me say Asante Kotoko players I am talking to the players on some shada me more prosper in this conversation sure ball na Kotoko ball omuni be ball first 30 minutes no e bia ka prosper na abo bia nko ball no ba ko she e bia Kotoko media team no camera fo no ne okoro nkom omom te bench no so e bia ba ko gina man ka ball we pa de nko de to atrem because na yom wan say we are dominating play but
Bianca supporter bi
nko be connect ba ko ahye
isi fu mark 20 no mo
no question we say players no performance no on the day makacho say ma hwe Kotoko throughout the season there are games ma analyze me wie no me analysis ne kire me say na ye tactical decision na e bia amba Kotoko win abutapani enano game na Kotoko lose to Bechem no tactically there is nothing that I could have added to the game in terms of tactics in terms of technical decisions there's nothing eti players no they have a job to do. They should remember there are millions of supporters are now no ball game you know me be phone lines or be jai calls no fa buta kabiru me fa first 3 calls papa penyi bi frɛ na o tini so phone line so wow now was here gumi say wow na me jai calls no fa because na ni patre mo be kasa no obia na na krebede di papa nden de beto na say me jai calls no fa no question we say ni pebre and the Kotoko support players in Gina Park so they ought to know that sase mo say ka bi kire house for bra omusu first 2 games we a house for player ignore the coach and go and play football now mo no mo bo no mo nchen mo omo house ni omo ball no mo nchen house players no omo ne Kotoko ball obi anya recruitment bia papa chen omo de no so it's a game the players must go in there work their socks out so team fifre from a club no team fifre from a supporter no team fifre from a nana penkra no team fifre from a coach no team fifre from a ho menya sure say in the last 3-4 games I got to abon because supporter bia che player bia de so mo nja mo hwe e bro mo nya sa 3 results be to so consistent results omo call
Carola
no omo call yi ba yi omo free somebody wo ba yi no so omo ball yeah omo ball midweek bi enya 3 wins bi sa match no ba ko na Kotoko ne Accra Lions Justice Blay nye eje man of the match yeah Justice Blay supporters no emman iskasa no wa free wo no wa soma ayi wa be frɛ ayi wisdom so ko nyi bi Nigeria ni no wo so ko nyi bi na no omo lusi omo tiba ko dom ko jiska eti players no wa so die abuja panyi eso mo ye adwuma ubusa important question has a folk ebe to aso
metimi a sustain
abusa panyi has ekura 2 wins
consecutive wins
senye modern more of has a folk and nya nka say has enya 2 consecutive wins no it doesn't call for celebration nemum esan say ayedin in recent times inti no di omaye no they must keep a certain level of consistency obi otie kasa video bia maka kira say Esa has to be called 5 games 4 wins and a draw and now 4 wins there be a defeat no kura no ye chekere won sagu achi bi na ref decision bi na ma ulusu here then we are able to have a certain discussion around the table and say has the folk are really back to being the phobians other than that say a ball game no has last 2 wins before that he be share no Accra Gold Stars
yes
and has ko share wa we no abeshe say has ekolusu game we a e say in your last 4 games ukra 2 wins and 2 defeats enye bibi hu bia
yeah
enye bibi hu bia if you pick 6 out of 12 enye hu but there has the players no and the show mutrip say certain level of consistency so our difficult grounds and Abdapani Kerala on last home game they lost Nations was at 1-0 87.9 their last home game Nations ekwasha omo Kerala for hu yenye omo kom no honorable Haruna Idrisu Edison is a league no come first round na it is not going to come easy but Hearts of Folk are picking points some venues are we least expected them to pick those points we least expected Hearts of Folk say obakwa ko piem wenchi town park akwa share young apostles 2-1 we least expected a house emekotakwa TNA stadium no akwa inflicted the first ever home defeat in a competitive game on Midiama we least expected etiadia house aye no e kire se okose Midiama TNA now share young apostles wo wenchi a woni Karela ebo Ali Muhammad Karela tradition they don't have supported there
okay
they must get their tactics right they must go into the game approach the game with that level of confidence say we don't want to turn back good news for us folk they say 2 players on we say last game no we'll be back
yes
enti Kevin was SCB but nano so boy a boy and the jayu say we are what tranche yache into a position team and over boy pa and Hussein so MSC game because of accumulated cars on also back to this particular game Salim afa form anim of for na goals no my but Mauli Wayo in the last 2 games as 2 goals. Mauli Wayo as a mediema on a second goal Takwa and a Mauli Wayo as also a share and now win now wamu enyano on a share goal no at the man has a folk. Enti Mauli Wayo is on form. I think that phobia for and go in with the mentality say we will not lose. Game will you lose. Even if they get a drawn game, then you are piling up sir at the end as they say yashem yinu yakwa we akolu suba a draw back no na sad no o de e build bibia e ma ho ehu. Overall I think that Hartlepool game we a gamer as one approach with that mentality that they will not lose and they can do it.
But that's it. Coming back on UK or say bad news. Pato Mubisa coach Michael say issue yes it's been confirmed coach Eje Marade and Fanekra in Sia Haya 87.9 FM Kai says still